Hello and welcome to the video version of my journal. I'm Stephanie Rivers. Come on in, kings and queens, and welcome to the conversation. You're watching my journal. I'm Stephanie Rivers, and I am simulcasting on Twitter and YouTube, Facebook Live, LinkedIn. I want to welcome you and my new subscribers. If you are new to the conversation, we want to welcome you aboard. And if you are returning, we want to welcome you back. Now, first, I want to say congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams and their fans for their Super Bowl 56 win. And if your team lost, if you are a Cincinnati Bengals fan, or your team didn't even make it to the playoffs, then it's time for you and your team to regroup and recruit. And now, while most people around the world were focused on the Super Bowl, a lot of people overlooked the fact that the Winter Olympics are underway. And someone recently won while you were focused on the Super Bowl, an Olympian. Her name is Erin Jackson. She is one of the most recent athletes to capture gold at the Winter Olympics for Team USA. And Jackson is from Ocala, Florida. She's the first Black woman to win an individual medal in speed skating. Her gold medal win came in the 500-meter inline skating event. Jackson crossed the finish line just 0.08 seconds ahead of the second place silver medalist, and she crossed the finish line just 0.17 seconds ahead of the third place bronze medalist. Jackson won the gold by just a fraction of a second. Not even 1 second separated Jackson's gold medal time from the silver medalist and the bronze medalist. So this is a testament to why it's important for you to perform at your best every time, because people who want to win, they are going to put the work in and they're going to stay focused on what they need to do. And so you need to stay focused on what you need to do. Don't be satisfied with just watching other people reach their goals. Now, I know it can be motivating watching the Super Bowl and watching the Super Bowl caliber athletes, whether they're football, basketball, soccer, speed skating. It can be motivating, but you need to do something with that. Don't just be a couch potato. Do something with that. So for my motivation, I used to listen to motivational tapes. And one of the people that I listen to, his name is Art Williams, A.L. Williams. Most people know him or remember him as. He is the founder of A.L. Williams Insurance Company. I think he started it in Georgia, as a matter of fact. And he turned his term life insurance company into a multi-level marketing company. And he then had built it to over 200,000 representatives across the country that were selling his term life insurance. And then he sold the company to Primerica Insurance, and the rest is history. So not trying to get into the insurance game, but he was A.L. Williams. Art Williams was very motivational in his speeches. And one of the things that he believed in, and that I think also is true, is that if you are competitive in your life, you're going to realize everybody is not your competition. You're going to beat 90% of the people in your life just by showing up on time every day and working hard. You're going to beat 90% of the people, because most people ain't going to show up every day on time, and they certainly are not going to work hard. So 90% of the people you're going to beat out just by showing up to work every day on time, or showing up in your business on time and working hard. So that leaves 10% of the people. Well, 5% of those people who are it left are not going to behave with integrity. They're not going to work with integrity. They're going to be liars and cheaters and thieves. And so in business, some people, that's just how they do business. They lie, they cheat, they steal their way to the top. So if you show up on time every day, work hard with integrity, then there's only 5% of the people in your that's you should consider to be your competition, because those are the people who want it just as bad as you. So just stay on track, stay focused, and really understand that your competition is only 5% of the people who want it like you want it. Art Williams is still living somewhere in Florida. He's going to be 80 years old in April. So, yeah, Art Williams, A.L. Williams, one of the people I used to listen to his tapes and to help me to stay motivated and focused on my goals. And I think that many of us are too busy comparing ourselves to people who don't want to win in their own lives, let alone compete against other people. They don't care about being the best. They're okay with just being average. They're okay with having a C as a life report card. And so if you're one of those people who's okay with being average and having a C average for your life report card, I'm not talking to you right now. No offense, going about your business. I'm talking to the people who want to have an A for their life report card. Those are the people that I'm talking to. So I'll use the Super Bowl caliber players as an example. And if you haven't already, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Send this to somebody who needs this message just as good, just as much as you do. Let's take the Super Bowl caliber players, for example. Some people were born with natural talent, so they can just put in the minimum amount of work and still perform above better than most people. And then there's another type of athlete. Those people, they are good athletes, but they have to put in extra work to be one of the top echelon of athletes. So you got those natural born athletes who don't really have to practice that much and they're still good. And then you got those athletes who figure out a way that despite whatever shortcomings, they're not as tall, they're not as big, they're not as muscular, they have a shortcoming that makes them have to dig deeper and to practice longer and do more work to make it to the top echelon of players. So other people might not be as talented, but they have a great work ethic to boost their results. So you've got those two types of people. When you put those two types of people in the room together, the ones with work ethic, great work ethic, and great talent, then only the ones who pay attention to detail are the ones who are going to rise to the top and be Super Bowl caliber players, because you have to pay attention to the details. That's like those 5%ers in business and in work. Everybody is not going to make it, but if you do your best and pay attention to detail, that's the formula for being successful. Another example is most of us, even if you're not into pro sports, but you do try to keep your own physical well-being up to par, you might go to a gym. And you go to the gym and you see people who are at the gym, so they made it there, but they spend most of their time on their phone, TikTok and making TikTok videos or whatever they're doing, taking selfies, looking in the mirror, texting, doing all these things in your way while you're trying to work out. So, and then you've got people like you or somebody else at your gym who they come in and they get it done and they sweat, and you know when they walk in the door, it's going to be some working out going on. because they are that type of person. Well, those are the two types of people that you're going to come across. I don't know, maybe you're that first type of person who's always on the phone at the gym, always doing something else besides working out, but at least you get to say you went to the gym even though you didn't really do anything, or you didn't work as hard as you could have, and your results are not as good as they could be because you didn't work as hard as you could have. But then that other person, they put the work in at the gym, their diet is on point, and they see results. So you want to make sure you're hanging out with, or you are the person, or you have a coach or a mentor, and you're mentored by someone who is going to make you better. Stop comparing yourself to people who half-ass their way through life, because you're always hopefully going to be better than a half-ass. So you want to make sure you're looking at and emulating the right people, because we all need motivation. So make sure you're motivated by the right person and not somebody who you could beat if you weren't even trying. So again, stop comparing yourself to people who half-ass their way through life. And if you want to improve areas of your life, you need to get a mentor or a coach. I interviewed Deion Sanders, Hall of Fame cornerback, NFL Hall of Fame cornerback, Deion Sanders, and now the head coach at Jackson State University, a couple of years ago, about the value of having a coach. And as good as Deion is and was at the time, he said that even as good as he was a pro athlete, it was important to have a coach that can help you to improve. As good as a player or an athlete, or it might not even be sports, it could be in your business life, it could be whatever goals that you have, you need to have somebody who can coach you through that, and that will help you to be better. You can always be better, so don't think you've reached the top of your game and can't be any better. So that means that you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone, and try new things or be challenged. Some of us don't want to be challenged, but that's the key to being successful and to winning in life, is to challenge yourself. And that means being willing to fail. At the gym, going back to the gym, I do platform jumps. And so essentially I'm jumping into the air onto a platform, and I've gotten to the point where I'm pretty good at it and I know what level that I can jump. But I don't want to just do what I know that I can do. I want to do something that that I'm not sure I can do. I know that I just did a little less than that. So Steph, let's try to go a little higher than that. And sometimes I fall, and you'd be surprised at the people who look and say, "Oh, she fell. Is she okay?" And I'm like, yeah, I have to be willing to fall in order for me to get to the next level. And some people are not willing to fall. They're not willing to fail. They're not willing to look embarrassed, trying to be better. I'm okay with it because I trust myself, and I know that that's the process. The process is reaching out, challenging yourself, and getting outside of your comfort zone. So I challenge you today to get outside your comfort zone. Stop just being satisfied with being a cream puff couch potato, watching other people reach their goals. And speaking of cream puff, I do want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day, but I do say this with caution. Don't just be sitting around eating empty fat calories, because your competition is out there building whatever it is that you are challenged with in your life. Your competition is out there building. So be a builder in your life, and be willing to fail, because in failure is when you will succeed. And I know y'all know women wear bras, but I just hate when mine shows. Just keep it together. Anyway, to find out more about the things that I care about, go to the written version of my journal. It's at eurweb.com. Thanks, and you have a super